Okay, so welcome to the different trade types video where we break down the 3 core trade types in our strategy. Using step-by-step scenarios with real examples and clear visual structure, you'll see exactly how we identify entries, confirm direction, and target clean zones for high probability moves. We start with the breakthrough setup, where price builds pressure at a major level before snapping through. Then we move to the retest trade. That's where we wait for price to pull back and confirm direction before entering. Finally, we finish with the mountain. This is a powerful momentum shift where bullish structure breaks down and flips bearish. Each trade is based on price action. No indicators, just simple, repeatable patterns. Every setup comes from real chart behavior, and every step has a reason behind it. Let's begin with the first trade type, the breakthrough trade. Here, price has been in a downward move, but starts to show early signs of reversing. I've also drawn in the major support and resistance zones here. As the market begins to climb, we see a candle that lines up perfectly with our key resistance area. I highlight that candle and draw an upward green arrow. This shows I'm expecting a shift in direction. What we're watching for now is confluence, evidence that supports a move higher. Then we see a tight cluster of small-bodied candles. These are minor consolidation candles we refer to as blocking candles, and these form right at the resistance line in this case and shows hesitation in price. Like we discussed before, these signal that a change could be coming. I highlight this zone in yellow to show the potential shift. Then I draw a green trading zone just above the resistance level. This represents the clean airspace where price could run if it breaks out. Next, I map out a clean buy setup using a proper risk to reward ratio. And then the move happens. A strong green momentum candle breaks through and closes above resistance. It enters our green zone. This is the confirmation we were waiting for. From here, the candles keep pushing up with strong momentum. The move plays out exactly as expected. Now we move to a real chart example for this trade. At first glance, the market looks like it's moving sideways, but when we apply the CCC method to find key zones, we realize we're near the top of a bullish impulse. At this point, we can more low volume candles forming at resistance. Again, this pause shows a potential shift. We spot a doji candle near the current price and highlight it. A doji shows further market indecision, a moment where neither buyers nor sellers are in full control, and often comes just before a breakout. Next to that candle, we get a strong green candle with a large body. This is an example of our directional catalyst candles and a clear sign of momentum building. I draw a new green trading zone above resistance and lay out the trade. Once price breaks and closes above that level, we get the exact continuation we expected. Price drives up cleanly and the setup is validated. Now we're going to look at another breakthrough example. This time price is pushing lower and we again see a small consolidation zone highlighted in yellow. Then a strong red candle breaks from the pause. That's our directional catalyst showing itself once again. It clears the support level and drops into our green zone. Inside the zone, I draw 2 reaction lines to show where we expect price to respond. Like we discussed in the trading zones video, price enters the zone, pauses at those levels, and then reverses upward. This shows the value of having clear targets inside your trading zones. When the move completes, we take profit and step aside. Now we move to trade type 2, the retest trade. We're back on an animated chart for an example, and for this, essentially the setup reveals itself if for whatever reason you missed the breakthrough trade. To start off, we draw in the major zones. A candle breaks resistance. But instead of chasing the move, we wait as price pulls back to retest the same level. That zone now acts as support as price is bouncing on top. At the retest, we see small, low volume blocking candles with low momentum. Then comes the shift as a large green candle breaks above the cluster. Here, I draw a line across the top of the engulfing candle and the cluster of low volume. This becomes our confirmation level, as once price closes above that block, the move is confirmed, showcasing how zones are just as important within candle formations as well as major support and resistance zones are. I draw a green trading zone just above the breakout candle. Once price crosses the high, the trade is triggered and we get a clean move straight into the target zone with no hesitation. Here we go to a real-time chart to look at this further. This time we're in a downtrend. Price breaks a key support, then pulls back for a retest. Right at that level, price starts consolidating. I highlight a doji after this to mark indecision, and then comes a large red candle. clear and strong within the movement. That's our entry signal. I draw a green trading zone below the candle's low, then add a horizontal target line where the previous leg had stalled before potentially being a likely reversal point. The setup plays out cleanly as price enters the zone, pushes down, and reacts right at our marked target. Here's where I want to rewind the chart to show another detail. As after the retest, we get another mini consolidation. I highlight it in yellow. Then another momentum candle breaks below it. This gives us a second chance to enter. Even if you missed the first move, there's still clean room for profit. Now we move to trade type 3, the mountain. In this example, picture a strong bullish impulse that pushes to the top of the screen like this, after which price starts to stall and begins to drift lower. It forms a mountain peak visual. I draw in the major support and resistance zones using the CCC method. The dark coloured zones represent the 4-hour chart time frame, and then we add the 30-minute zones on top of this on the same screen. This creates essentially a zone within a zone as you would naturally have in your real chart visuals. The 4-hour still looks bullish, but the 30-minute has started to shift bearish. Price drifts towards the 4-hour support at its lows. We highlight more low volume candles. Then a large red momentum candle breaks 3 levels, the low volume, the 30-minute support, and the 4-hour zone. Ultimately, the bias flips bearish overall in this case. Finally, we go to a real chart example. Price drives up in a strong leg, then rolls over. At this point, I wanted to overlay a visual of a mountain range to show the shape similarities, giving the trade type its name. You can see the peaks and valleys forming naturally within the market movement. This is the pattern we look for. Strength fading with structure breaking. I mark the 4-hour and 30-minute zones again, then after we get a strong red candle closing below both levels like the example. That confirms the reversal. I draw a green trading zone beneath the break and map out the expected path. We also mark our target line for potential issues and target for scaling out positions and sits at the last point where the previous bullish leg had paused. That makes it a likely slowdown zone on the way down. To the left, we highlight a low traffic area next to the green trading zone. This area had previously shown fast bullish movement on the way up. Now the same thing plays out in reverse as price breaks, retests, then falls fast. The mountain setup is confirmed. And that pretty much wraps up the 3 major trade types that I like to use. Each one follows the same core principles: structure, confirmation, and clear targets. If you understand these setups, you don't have to guess anymore or get overwhelmed. You just have to wait, check for confluences, and remain patient. Let the chart tell the story and you follow its patterns. Only act when everything lines up, and remember, you don't control it. Rather, make sensible reactions based on what you see and recognize. Stick to the method you've learned, trust the process, and keep training your eye to spot clean setups like these. That's how consistency is built.